Hi, I'm Marianne Bartuccelli from Tastefully Yours Cake Art, and welcome to Cake TV, brought to you by Renshaw. Today I'm going to show you how to make this plaque and paint the initials with this beautiful rainbow dust gold colour. Okay, time to make our plaque. We're going to be using some Renshaw fondant, which we're going to add some gum trag to, so that'll make it a little bit stiffer and set up nicely, and it'll make it stronger also. So tip a little bit in and start kneading it in very well. You can push and pull the fondant to knead it through more quickly. Once that's all kneaded through, we'll be using the pasta roller from the Kenwood to give us a nice smooth finish. So put a little bit of corn flour on your bench, not too much, just so the fondant won't stick. So we'll roll it out, just do a little bit thinner so it makes it easier to go through the pasta roller. So let's pass that through the pasta roller. So we've passed our fondant through the roller attachment and we've set it at number 2. So not too thin, we want a bit of strength for this plaque. If you happen to have any air bubbles in your fondant, use a very fine acupuncture needle to remove those. But the beauty of Renshaw fondant is that you really don't come across that too often. Okay, I've created a template to cut out our plaque. Just place that directly onto the fondant. I would prefer using the circle cutter first and then my blade. So not actually pushing on the template at all, just lining it up with each of the edges. Make a nice clean cut on each of the 4 corners, then come in with your blade and follow the straight edge. Remove the excess fondant. Make sure you pop that into a plastic bag to use again. Okay, a handy tip for you is placing the template onto a small piece of baking paper secured with pins onto a polystyrene dummy that is the same circumference as your cake, and it will dry then in the same shape. I like to leave mine to set up overnight so it's nice and firm. I've printed out 2 initials that I'll be using today. To transfer it onto our cake, take a piece of greaseproof paper or parchment paper, and you need to trace over this design but in reverse. So that way, when we flip it over onto our plaque, it's the right way up. A great tip is to use the natural light from a window when you need to do the tracing. Take your tracing and reverse it. Attach it to a window is quite handy, just to get that reversed image. Bring in your baking paper. I like to use the matte side of greaseproof paper. Position it centrally over your initials and begin to trace with your pencil. Just a single outline will be enough. Continue to do that until you've got all the initials done. Using a blunt tool, rub over the back of the tracing to transfer the pencil outline. Today I'm using Metallic Golden Sands by Rainbow Dust. We're going to mix it with some rose spirit to the right consistency and we're going to start painting. Give it a good mix and we'll begin painting. Okay, now we start painting. Have your reference directly in front of you, so when you start painting you know the areas that are thick and thin, because all I've done is actually done a single line, so I don't know from my template which is the thick and which is the thin, so we need to refer back to our reference. So let's begin. I've got a very fine paintbrush and begin in the thick section, moving into the thin section. Take your time, don't rush this process because you need to get it right. Small sections at a time. Make sure your hand is supported at all times. That will give you a much better finish. So we're nearly finished the R and then we'll move down to the A. I'll take it off so you can see at this stage. Okay, we've finished painting our initials, so now we're just going to concentrate on the edges of our plaque and paint them gold. So using a medium-sized brush, we'll be going across, just using the side of your brush and going all the way around. Now I'm going to put our plaque on with some royal icing. And here it is. We've finished this design by adding the plaque to our cake. You'll be able to see how I created the rest of this design in an upcoming tutorial. I'm Marianne Bartuccelli from Tastefully Yours Cake Art. Thanks so much for joining us on Cake TV, brought to you by Renshaw.
She's so excited because she got it right.
Then I feel like I'm doing a Coles ad, you know. Don't add words. I've already got enough trouble as it is. No, that was hesitating. All right.
Dialogue you've got. Hilarious.
No, that was something. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking too much. Done. Done.
That was done. Do it again.
And no Cake TV?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just your normal length.
With the Renshaw?
Yes.
Yes, okay. From, okay. Okay.